I sense a lot of frustration, and I certainly share that frustration. We're 8 months into the fiscal year, and we still don't have a budget, and we're supposed to be discussing next year's budget. So, as the governor said, it's shocking. We got to get out of this mess somehow, some way to reach an agreement. It seemed to be pretty much the same, just kind of the same arguments and the same rehash of the issues. So in that sense, I guess there really was no new ground. He talked about compromise, which we certainly need. As I said, we need to find a way to find that middle ground and get out of this mess. But as far as a new path forward, there really wasn't one. Our state's fiscal situation has deteriorated rapidly over the past year. We've doubled our backlog of bills. We're spending $4 to $5 billion more than revenue coming in. We've had credit rating drops. This is all in the past year, and there really was no path forward and no details how we're going to get out of this mess. Well, in a way, he's kind of had these choices already. Last year when we sent him a budget, he has the opportunity through line item vetoes to shape the budget as he wants. He can kind of mold the budget according to spending and revenues as he sees fit. The governor of the state has a lot of power when it comes to the budget process, and through line item vetoes, he's able to shape a budget as he sees fit. But last year when we sent him the budget, he chose not to use those powers. So he has the opportunity already to shape the budget as he sees fit, but he just has not used it up until this point. I think everybody's to blame here. I think everybody has to compromise. I think the issue is bigger than one person. We have political differences here, but at the end of the day, when you have divided government, everybody has to compromise. Everybody has to find middle ground. There's plenty of blame to go around. We've got to stop the blame game. We've got to stop pointing fingers at one person or the other party. We've got to find a way to get it done. The governor seemed to indicate he is willing to compromise. I guess we'll know more in the next few days and next few weeks if he's willing to find that middle ground. Unfortunately, this seems to be more about the budget. It's about ideology, it's a political agenda, and it's about gaining leverage in this year's elections. And so those are issues that are hard to resolve. And if that's what's driving this process, it may be a while longer before we reach an agreement, unfortunately. Well, first of all, I think there's plenty of areas to compromise. There is a path forward. Property tax relief, consolidating government, trying to find ways to lower costs for businesses, redistricting reform. I mean, those are areas that we can find commonality. Hopefully that can lead to a larger budget agreement. I cannot support policies, however, that lower the wages of workers and take away people's collective bargaining rights. I think those are very difficult. That's not good for the middle class. Whatever investment we can make on the front end to help education, especially pre-K, that's a good thing. We should be encouraging these type of policies. So I was glad to see his proposal to increase funding for education, K through 12 and early childhood. That's good policy. That should be a priority. So I'm very supportive of that. And fortunately, I really didn't see a plan to pay for it. And then for the second year in a row, he presented an unbalanced budget. According to his plan, we're spending $3 to $4 billion more than revenue coming in. So I'm glad to see him calling for more funding for education. That should be a priority in this budget stalemate.